Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode in our Meet the Venture series for the BLEP 2020 cohort. Today, we're here with SiliStor. So, before we get started, why don't you guys just tell us a little bit more about yourselves?
So I'm Dana. I am a first-year PhD student in the chemistry department at Brown. I got my bachelor's degree from Western Kentucky University in chemistry and Chinese. I'm originally from Kentucky, northeastern Kentucky, so right in the foothills of Appalachia. And I'm really excited to be working on SiliStor with Cell.
I am Saladin. I'm a first-year grad student in the chemistry department at Brown University as well. I'm originally from Turkey. After completing my bachelor's degree in chemistry in Turkey, I decided to further my studies in the United States.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you two. So, why don't you tell us a little bit more about how the two of you met?
So we actually met at Western Kentucky University. I was getting my bachelor's degree, he was getting his master's degree, and we were actually in the same research laboratory. And we were on the same group, or on the same project. And so we met there and we worked really well as a team. And so whenever the opportunity presented itself for us to work on a venture together, we were both really eager. We were like, yeah, let's do this. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
That's so cute. So, you guys have been together for a long time. So, tell me a little bit more about SiliStor.
So we are reimagining the way that moms store breast milk. We found this issue when we were talking to some of our mom friends. They were talking about the current products and everything that they think that's wrong with them. And initially we set out to just find something that we could buy and gift to them as something that is better than what they were using. And we didn't find anything. And so as we dug more into the space, we saw that there was very little innovation in this breast milk storage space in the past nearly 30 years. And we were disheartened by that. And so we set out to create a functionally designed, first ever pump, store, feed, all-in-one space-saving storage system for breast milk.
Well, that sure sounds exciting. And at what point did you guys know you wanted to start your own venture together?
So we really decided that we wanted to start this whenever we couldn't find anything else on the market, number one. But two, when we started to talk to other moms to see if this was something that they also found troubling. And we not only validated the concerns that our friends initially brought up, but we found several others along the way that we thought, this was just unacceptable. This is something that should be in the basics of product design. And so we learned a lot about how current companies are not listening to moms. And so we felt that we could capitalize on building a mom-friendly brand and really be a brand that moms trust. And so that's when we decided that this was more than just trying to find something for friends, and that this is something that could really turn into an opportunity for a business.
Well, I'm glad you're creating a product to meet the need of mothers. So, why is this problem important?
So breastfeeding has a lot of health benefits that we've discovered throughout our interview process and doing some research of our own. And a lot of moms, especially working moms, give up breastfeeding due to difficulties in being able to coordinate working and pumping and storing and feeding. And so we decided that there needs to be something that's more convenient, so that if moms are dedicated to breastfeeding and this is something they want to do, they shouldn't give it up because the products aren't functional.
Well, I agree. No mother should be placed at a disadvantage for going back to work. So, are working mothers your target market?
So when we first started, our target was just working moms, but this pandemic changed the working environment, and we are trying to reach out to new moms, especially because they just started this journey, and we want to make the parenting easier for them. And especially we are looking for people health conscious, environmentally friendly.
And who inspires your startup?
We're initially inspired and continue to be inspired by hardworking moms, whether or not they're working a typical job or they're stay at home. It's a really undervalued and underappreciated role to be a mother. And, they're dealing with a lot of stress from a lot of different avenues in their life. And we are inspired by the fact that a bad product shouldn't be an additional added stress in the life of a new mom. And so we really want to be the most convenient mom brand out there and listen to our customers and provide things that help them through all journeys of motherhood, not just breast milk storage, but that's where we're starting.
And that leads us to our next question. What are you guys working on right now?
So right now we are working a lot on developing a perfect design, and we're doing that through a lot of customer interviews and testing some assumptions that we had going into this venture. We're also thinking a lot about how to go to market and what that strategy is going to look like. We're thinking about how to raise some capital so that we can go to market. And we're thinking about the best branding strategies in the mom space.
Yeah, in addition to that, our venture is not just a one product. Always we are thinking about our next product. So it's a brand, includes many products that moms kind of love. So yeah, we always work on the second project, third project, and just dreaming big because moms deserve that.
They surely do, and we are certainly looking forward to that. And what is something surprising that has happened so far in the development of your venture?
I really think the most surprising thing that happened, in my opinion anyway, is that we really found out that the mom space and the baby space is not all that competitive. And it wasn't as intimidating as we initially thought. So when we went into this, we were thinking, there's just no way. There are so many products out there. How are we going to compete in this space? How are we even going to get attention? And then we were shocked when we were doing our initial customer interviews. We talked to about 70 moms, and in some form or fashion, they all said, we feel like nobody's listening to us. We feel like none of these products they're not actually working. There are very few products that I could list off to you that I think are a must-have for moms. And most of them are these really simple things that, they're not these elaborate $300, $400, $500 ticket items. And that was really shocking to us.
And you see many, many companies doing the similar things, and they are getting reviews because moms need that product. But when you look at it deeper inside of that, moms don't like, because none of them is functional. They are seeking to get something more functional, but the company is already making money out of that. So they're not improving much, or they improve in a small baby steps. Yeah.
And has B-Lab helped to achieve success for your venture?
B-Lab has already been instrumental in guiding us along the right path to go to market. Before we went into B-Lab, we were kind of going at more or less of a turtle pace. We're both in chemistry. We have no prior experience in entrepreneurship. And so we were kind of looking at things online and trying to figure out how to navigate, I guess is the best way to put it, this new entrepreneurial space that we've never been exposed to. And so B-Lab has been absolutely phenomenal in guiding us along the right path and making sure that we are doing our due diligence in areas that are early stage items to check off our list before we go on to some of the more exciting and bigger to-do projects, but just making sure that we really check off these really important things along the way. And I think the mentorship is the other really big aspect. We have been matched with two really amazing mentors that have just opened up a plethora of connections and opportunities for potential partnerships and networks. And so I really, 3.5 weeks ago, I would not have imagined that we would be this far along.
So before we move on to our final question, is there anything else you would like to share with us?
So when we first our first semester at Brown University, we took the class, entrepreneurship class at Nelson Center, and we saw B Lab alumni, and we saw their like venture accelerated since they had the B Lab experience, and we were expecting, and we were hoping that our venture gonna accelerate. We will enlarge our network, meet with people, and just think about it, focus on, and get some guidance from the mentors that they know this field and they would like to help. So now we are in the middle of the B Lab, and we are really excited because we have this opportunity, and we would like to thank, first of all, the mentors at the B Lab, also the Brown alumni willingly coming and devoting their time to us, telling about their experience, and also asking if they can do anything for us, like try to help us. And also all of the people we had interviewed, they were willing to open their stories.
Wow, that sounds great. Thank you so much. And just for our final question, what's the latest show you guys been binge watching?
This is an easy one.
Billions. It was absolutely the best show I think I've ever watched in my life. Yeah,
we both have like, this is kind of a team connection or the binding experience too. Like we are watching the same show, and also we are both patient about the corruption going on in the world, and these rich people like they don't follow any rules, and they're just having their own world and ruling everybody. So this Billions kind of shows us how they do this stuff. Like we don't see it on news, but yeah, it's an amazing show.
Well, what a great team bonding activity. Well, thank you so much for meeting with me today, SiliStor, and this has been another episode in our Meet the Venture series for the BLab 2020 cohort. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope you all have a good day.